Everyone. This is Jason Meyer from the Mizzou Alumni Association and joined by my colleague Morgan Kapitsky. We are excited to have you with us tonight as we talk about Calling All Tigers and our efforts to broaden the base of support for Mizzou Giving Day. Um, this is part of an ongoing series that we have focused on empowering our alumni network to best use resources and tools made available to them to support the best interest of Mizzou. So super pleased to have you with us and always appreciative of the time and talent that you dedicate to Mizzou. Right now the call is muted, so as participants, hopefully you can hear Morgan and I. We are planning to unmute and allow some dialogue and participation after a little bit of presentation from us this evening. So we'll give you a little bit of heads up in advance of that so that if you happen to be in a place that's a little noisy, you can make accommodations either to mute your own line so that we don't get too much feedback or perhaps get to a quieter place. But again, also want to note that the session is being recorded so that we can share it with fellow volunteers and add it to the library of training materials that are posted on the volunteer pages of Mizzou.com. So with that housekeeping out of the way, we'll go ahead and hop in here and appreciate you being with us to focus on some of the best practices that we'd like to talk about for Giving Day. So I just want to take just a moment and reflect back a little bit on the history of Mizzou Giving Day. Obviously, this is a special opportunity that we do to try to engage the entire Mizzou family in philanthropic support for Mizzou. This year for 2020, Giving Day will take place on beginning noon Central Time on March 11th and run through noon on March the 12th. So it's a 24-hour focus period. This is the fourth year for Giving Day. Last year saw tremendous support. We're looking to continue really amazing trends of engagement as part of the effort on behalf of Mizzou. Last year, gifts totaled over $13.2 million and really impacted every aspect of campus. Every school and college, over 40 different chapters and alumni affinity organizations, literally hundreds of different funds and accounts that benefited from the support. And this will be the fourth year for a challenge related to MA. The last 2 years have been very dollar for dollar focused on a scholarship match, and we're looking to engage your support and help in really broadening the base on behalf of Mizzou. When you think about just the amazing success that we've had in the current campaign, raising at this point almost $1.3 billion, really transformational opportunities of what that means for Mizzou. But while all of those big gifts are important, I think it's also important to think about the people who make really numerous gifts and gifts over a lifetime. They start by making small gifts. And so what we want to do is really leverage the power of the Mizzou Alumni Network to engage more people in giving to the University of Missouri. And last year, about 4,000 gifts were made as part of Mizzou Giving Day, and over 400 of those were given to MAA chapters or affinity organizations. So if you think about 10% of the productivity related to Giving Day with, you know, tens of thousands of supporters, over 300,000 alumni, and when 10% of the giving is focused on our chapters and affiliated organizations, I think that's a pretty impactful of the breadth and the impact of the kind of support that our affiliated network of organizations have. So by kind of retooling and rethinking about Giving Day as ways to build the base of support for Mizzou, we're hoping to gather your support for that. So I'm going to pass to Morgan now and talk a little bit about the guidelines for Giving Day this year.
Yeah, so before we get into the guidelines, just to review what the scholarship challenge looks like this year for Mizzou Giving Day, the Mizzou Alumni Association is hosting a challenge to support your student scholarship funds. So for every 10 unique donors to participating groups, you will unlock an additional $500 contribution from the Mizzou Alumni Association. So for some of those guidelines, there is no limit of the matching contributions that groups can unlock during the challenge. The minimum contribution amount per each donor is $10. Individual donors from the same household who share banking and credit card information will count as unique donors. So for example, if two married alumni share a bank account and one of them makes a gift of $25 and another one makes a separate gift of $25, those count as two unique donors to the organization. Each unique donor is counted once per organization as well. Donations made on behalf of others will not be counted as part of the challenge. Of course, that money would still go to your respective accounts, but that's just not what's being counted as part of this matching challenge. And once again, the spirit of this challenge is to broaden the base, as Jason just talked about, and increase alumni participation. So the MA Governing Board does reserve the right to review donors and the MA contribution accounts to each of their participating organizations to ensure that they acted in the spirit of what this challenge is trying to accomplish.
So we promise we'll give you a little bit of time to ask questions, but just to kind of maybe focus a little bit on some thoughts from us on best practices that you might employ. Another thing that's new this year is the opportunity to send in contributions. Those of you who've been involved with the Scholarship Challenge in recent years, it has been focused on online giving exclusively. And so this has been broadened a little bit to, again, enhance your ability to use your personal and peer-to-peer connections to solicit support on behalf of your respective organizations. And so each lead contact for the Scholarship Challenge has been forwarded earlier this year a chunk of envelopes to facilitate this peer-to-peer recruitment process. I hope that you've had an opportunity to perhaps leverage them in events that have happened or will happen still. The catch with the envelope is that it has to be postmarked by March the 2nd. The envelopes are kind of clearly branded and include these instructions. To use them, they're obviously best used when you can personally give them to someone and say, hey, I am invested in my local chapter and hope that you'll join me in providing a gift that supports local scholarships, or my affinity organization is important to me and hope you'll help me help the important initiatives of our Giving Day Challenge, and really use just personal outreach and in terms of providing those envelopes and getting them in hands. So.
Perfect. And then to follow up, some more best practices, and these lend themselves a little bit more to the actual day of giving, that 24-hour period, are ways that you can spread the word via social media. So first I want to go over some ways to use your organization's social media pages. These are great to leverage, especially if you've got a following of alumni that are engaged with your specific organization. Make sure that you're sharing Mizzou and Mizzou alumni posts that are promoting Mizzou Giving Day, and those will start soon, as well as be continually going out all day on Giving Day. You can also share your group scholar profile graphics. We've done this in the past, and those should be getting to your Giving Day liaison fairly soon so that you can share those and promote the scholarship. They're a great reminder to alumni of where these scholarships actually go and the impact they can have on a scholar that's actually in your area or from your organization. And finally, use the hashtag Mizzou Giving Day. Hashtags are great for promoting a message, tying people back to more posts about what they're learning about, and getting engagement. You can also use your personal social media accounts as a way to promote Giving Day. So one way to do that is to sign up as a Mizzou Giving Day social media influencer, and you need to do this by March 1st. This can be done at giving.missouri.edu/influencer, and more information should be coming out to you about that as well as we do follow-up. Next, you can encourage group members to share your organization's social media posts. So if you've shared that scholar graphic or you've shared another post, encourage your board members or group members in any sense to share that personally on their social media. It does help spread the word to people that maybe are a little bit outside of your organization's following. And finally, you can use the official Mizzou Giving Day Facebook profile picture frame. I'm sure you guys have seen those before. You add them to your profile so that everyone that follows you sees that you gave or that you're engaged with Giving Day.
I think those are great suggestions, Morgan. Obviously, one of the great impacts of Giving Day is certainly the dollar impact, but also just the public presence that the university has over the course of the Giving Day and the social media imprint. To be able to see Mizzou really trending during that time is a great win for us as well. So in just a moment, we're going to switch on the audio opportunity for you to ask questions. If you'd like to use the chat function, you are welcome to post questions, but Morgan's now kind of switching us back into an audio mode where you'll be live and can ask questions or ask questions to others that are joining us on the chat. So just a moment, I believe that we are unmuted now. So if you have any questions, then please chime in.
Jason?
Hey there.
Hi, this is Rusty Martin here.
Hey, Rusty.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. Last year, or previous years, I know you guys have done a great job of getting out a kind of social media schedule or thoughts to the local chapters on what you all will be doing, and then how you recommend us weaving into that. We have a board meeting coming up in a week or so, and so this will be a topic of discussion. Do you have any idea of when you think you might have your all's outline kind of in place, and so we can discuss that at our board meeting?
Yeah, I know that there is the same intent to share a timeline so that you kind of have a great feel for what Mizzou's doing and can help reinforce, but also plan actions so we're not stepping on one another. So I appreciate the question. I know that we have just kind of finalized some of the inventory of scholar photos and profiles. So I really believe next week we should be able to get that timeline and the related inventories of photos shared out with everyone with kind of an update. So watch for that in your inbox by the end of next week.
Hey, awesome, thanks.
Anybody have any other questions? Well, we really appreciate the time and effort that goes into this project every year. We certainly hope that it is an opportunity that you'll leverage for your organization. Morgan and I will be sharing this link, so if you have other leaders that would like to perhaps kind of catch up on the conversation that we had this evening, also watch for the update next week for all of the respective organization lead contacts that we can get queued up with the additional plans and social media inventory of materials. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate your service. Have a great night and go Tigers.
Mingou?